Hey there. So I'm going to share a great recipe with you guys. Smoked Gouda grits. Now, before you say ooh, you haven't even tried them. I don't like grits, but smoked Gouda grits are awesome. And this recipe is by my great southern friend, Kathy Lee Wilson. So let's talk ingredients. So it's going to be 4 cups of chicken broth, 3 cups of milk, 1.5 cups of grits. Now don't use instant grits, you can use quick grits, but 1.5 cups of regular grits, 1.5 cups of smoked Gouda cheese, 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter, and salt and pepper to taste. So let's start. Okay, so I have my 4 cups of chicken broth that have come to a rapid boil, and so now I'm going to stir in my 3 cups of milk to create this chicken broth and milk mixture. So I want to stir that so it doesn't burn on the bottom of the pan, and that's going to come to a boil soon, and then we'll begin to add in our grits. Alright, so the milk and chicken broth mixture have come to a boil, so now I want to take my 1.5 cups of grits and slowly stir them in, because we don't want a lot of lumps, so don't just dump it all in there, but slowly, gradually stir them in. You can set it down there for a second if you want. I'm going to switch hands here. Also, I should mention that just as I was adding the milk, I also added a teaspoon of salt. So we're just adding these grits in here, constantly stirring. We don't want any lumps. That's the key. We want some nice, smooth grits. Okay, so you're gonna take them all in there, stir them in there. You want to turn your heat down to low so it'll simmer. So I'm just stirring the last bit of it here, making sure that there's no lumps here. I've turned it down all the way low. Then I'm going to cover it. Set my timer for about 15 minutes. Maybe 20, we'll check in about 15 minutes. So 15 to 20 minutes, let it simmer, and then check on them. Make sure there's no lumps on them from time to time. You want to stir it about, and then we'll add in our cheese at the end. Alright, that sound means I think they're about done. So let's take a look here. Open up the top. Watch that steam there. Oh yeah, they've thickened up really nice. So they're gonna kind of look like maybe like mashed potatoes a little bit once they're done there. Have a quick little taste here to check on their consistency. That's great. So now that they've thickened up, you want to take your grated 1.5 cups of smoked Gouda cheese. That's what really adds the flavor to this. So I'm going to go ahead and start to kind of fold this in here, add some there and stir it in. It's looking good. It just kind of melts right away. That smoked Gouda has such a great smell and flavor. It adds a little bite to it actually, since it's smoked. And so yeah, so we just add the rest of this in here. That's great. Continue to stir it so it gets all nice and melted in there. In the middle of, while they were simmering there for about 15 minutes, I added some butter, about 3 tablespoons, and a little bit more salt and pepper. And then you can just add salt and pepper, or if you like more butter in it, to taste. So finishing stirring it up here. And I'm going to go ahead and put a lid on this and just let it simmer there on low for maybe 3 or 4 more minutes. There we go. Put the top back on there. And let it get it good and melted there. Alright, so I'm emptying the last of these grits into a bowl here. I let them simmer for about 3 or 4 more minutes. I added a little bit of salt and pepper, maybe another little tablespoon of butter, and let that Gouda cheese melt. So here you go, folks. Smoked Gouda grits. And this side dish is great to be paired with some shrimp, or even some fried chicken and collard greens if you want to go real southern. So enjoy!